Afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park for the latest in our Wednesday Facebook Live videos. Today we're going to be carrying on our world tour into the third week of this, and we've moved north from the southwest of Australia, where we were last week with our Betong, and we're moving north towards the north of Australia, along with some of the islands just to the north there. So we're going to be looking at our Eclectus parrots today. We've got our male in the shot here at the moment, Terry. Oh, I can just see June actually. We'll just try and pop over here. Oh, there she is. She's popped out. There she is. So yeah, with these guys, we are doing this video from outside the enclosure, as you can see. But that is just because of our avian flu restrictions. We only have the bird keepers going into the bird enclosures, and we have them going in kind of protective suits and things like that, just to make sure we're minimising the risk of any transmission or anything like that. So yeah, this one is from the outside of the enclosure, but we're getting some good shots, so that's the main thing. Hi Tim, hope you're okay. Hi Penny, thank you for tuning in this week guys. Right then, so yes, feel free to send any questions as ever, but I will do my best to entertain you for the next 10 minutes or so, if not. So we'll crack on. So yeah, like I say, these guys are Eclectus parrots. We have our male Terry here in the picture at the moment, and then we've got our female June just on the ledge there at the moment. We will focus on Terry though, just because he's at a slightly better angle. So even though these parrots look completely different to one another, they are the same species, and they do show what we call sexual dimorphism. So the males and the females look different, and these guys show the biggest levels of sexual dimorphism in all parrots. Well, it's believed anyway. You gonna come and say hello, Terry? So yeah, the reason for these guys being completely different, it's believed to be down to kind of how they live out in the wild. So female Eclectus parrots will find a little nook or a little kind of hollow in a tree, and they'll basically camp out there, and they'll allow males to come and feed them whilst they're in this hollow. And yeah, it's thought that the colours come about because the female needs to be bright enough to get noticed when they're standing in the entrance to their hollow, but also need to be able to hide away when they're kind of deeper in that hollow. So that's why they're kind of red colour, because they'll stand out when they're in the sunshine, as you can kind of see with June now. But when they're a bit deeper in a tree, being that kind of darker colour, they're a bit more camouflaged and they can hide away a little bit better. The males are green because, like I say, they go out and forage for food and they bring it back to the females. And obviously green is a much better camouflage in the forests and things like that, against all the vegetation and stuff like that. So that's what's believed the coloration is for. Well, that's how the coloration has evolved so differently, mainly down to that behaviour, which is quite interesting. I think I learned that last night and I thought it was very, very interesting. So yeah, very, very clever. Hi Sue, hope you're okay. Hi everybody, thank you all for watching this week. So Eclectus parrots, as we're doing our world tour, we'll tell you where they're from. And they're found from kind of northern Australia up north into some of the islands that you'll find there, islands such as New Guinea, and then which is obviously half Indonesia, half Papua New Guinea. They're also found on the Solomon Islands, and then a few of the kind of more southerly Indonesian islands as well, such as Sumba, and some other ones which I can't remember off the top of my head, to be completely honest. They are classed as least concerned in the wild. They don't face too many threats, obviously habitat loss, as and climate change, which is the main issue for most species really. But they haven't been too badly affected by this. Like I said, they've got quite a large range. They're quite adaptable parrots. So yeah, they are fairly okay out in the wild at the moment. They are probably one of the more common species of parrot kept as pets. And these two here were actually ex-pets. So I haven't got any information on ages or anything like that for these guys. Yeah, they were ex-pets, and we've now had them here. Oh, probably a good 5-6 years, maybe a bit longer than that. Yeah, probably more, about 7 actually. We estimate their ages to be between about 10 and 15, but again, we can't say for certain. They can live, well, it's thought that they can live up to around about 30 years old. I think the oldest recorded individual is about 28 and a half, but it is thought they probably can live up to about 30 years old. So yeah, if we're right in the fact that they are about 10 to 15 years old, then yeah, they're only really middle-aged birds now, if that. So yeah, they are seemingly doing well, which is good. I'll just try and get a little bit of a shot of June now, just on there on the ledge. So yeah, the bright colours will help them to attract a mate. So that's why the females are bright red. So when they sit in the hollows of the trees, they're easily visible for the males. So obviously a brighter bird is more attractive to another male. And I'm sure, you know, the more attractive a male, the more likely a female is to accept them to be a mate. But then, like I said, they also use the colours for camouflage. So when the females are down in that hollow, a dark red colour is easier to hide away. And then when the males are out in the forest, being green means they're kind of well camouflaged from within the vegetation and things like that of the forest that they live in. Obviously they mainly come from kind of tropical forests and things like that, which is kind of the main habitat in the areas they're found in. So the female is a little bit bigger, not massively, but only a little bit. She is quite fluffed up at the moment. She did just pop out of her nest box when we started the video. So she's just come out and realised probably how cold it is. Sorry, it's better. So she's a little bit fluffed up, but yeah, the female is very slightly bigger, but there's not too much in it between these guys. If they were sat next to each other, you'd get if they were sat next to each other, it'd be nice to be able to compare them, but unfortunately they've been a bit antisocial. Yes, Lucky Blake. So you can catch a bus from the centre of town straight to the nature centre up the Pershore Road. Number wise, I'm not 100% sure which one it is. I think it's the 45 and the 47. I think they're the ones, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, we've got to stop pretty much straight out the front of the wildlife park. So yeah, if anyone else is able to correctly say which bus to get, that would be brilliant, because I'm not great with I'm not great with local transport, but yes, yeah, it's very easy. Yes, hi Zena. It is an absolutely lovely day now. We did have a bit of snow overnight. We'll just have a quick look around. You can see we've had a nice little smattering of snow, but that is most of it's melting away now, and the sunshine we've got is absolutely lovely, which is great weather to have a look at these guys, because their colours really come out. Jean's just moved slightly, so we'll have a quick look at her. There she is. So you can see the mainly red with that little purpley blue as well. Are you going to come and say hello? Thank you guys. Yeah, 45 or 47. Where are you going? So the diet for these guys is pretty much kind of fruit, nuts, seeds, that kind of thing out in the wild. And similar in captivity, we feed them a range of fruit, a little bit of vegetables, and then kind of special parrot food as well, which is really good. It kind of gives them everything they need, which is the main thing. Parrots being parrots, they are quite destructive, as you can see. June looks like she's trying to have a bit of a chew there, as ever. No, it is a nice healthy diet, better than mine anyway. Pop back and have a look at Terry again, even though June isn't coming over typically. There we go. Right then guys, if you've got any last minute questions, please feel free to send them in, otherwise we'll wrap up in a minute. So these guys, like we say, they're ex-pets, we're not 100% sure. Thank you. They're ex-pets, so we're not 100% sure on ages. We have had eggs produced from these guys, but they've never hatched or anything like that. So yeah, we're not 100% sure how well they'll get on, but yeah, they get on nicely, which is the main thing. As you can hear, they're very noisy parrots. Yeah, so they do have a range of vocalisations, a range of calls and things like that. That one there is a bit of an alarm one, I think. But yeah, they've got a range of vocalisations, and they can actually learn some English and things like that. You know, human words. Terry will say hello. I think that's from his time as a pet. He knows a little bit of English, bless him. So yeah, they are very intelligent birds, as most parrots are, really. Very intelligent. No, very true, Richard. You know, the smaller things can get overlooked. It is easy to overlook the smaller things. You know, quite a lot of people want to see the big charismatic things, the big fluffy things, etc., the cute things, but the everything else is just as important. Everything needs the same kind of level of attention. Little brown jobs, I believe, is what Gerald Durrell called them. That doesn't apply to these guys, obviously, but you know, he's referring to all the not quite so colourful, exciting, interesting animals. They need just as much kind of looking after as the big popular stuff. So yeah, very definitely worth the time, taking the time to focus these guys, put a spotlight on these guys, which is kind of what we're trying to do with this World Tour video. We're going to put a spotlight on every species we've got on show here. Going to spend one video per species, which will include the big favourites like the pandas and the otters, the bintang and stuff like that, but then also things like the betong last week, which we've never focused on, and we'll try and focus on each individual species of reptile and things like that, just to get the word out there a little bit more on some of these species. Right then, I think we will call it a day there. For next week, we are going to be heading slightly, where are we going? We're going a bit eastwards, and we are going to the island of New Caledonia, and we're actually going to go and see our giant gecko, Leachy's giant gecko. So we're going to have a video with him next week. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to spot him, because he can be difficult to see, but yeah, we'll do our best at least. Otherwise we'll just have me talking at an empty enclosure for 15 minutes, but there you go. Oh, you coming over to say hello? Hello, madam. Okay. So yeah, that's the plan for next week. So yeah, but we will be back at 1 PM next week for the latest leg of our world tour. and we will see you then. Cheers everybody.